Hey everyone, okay, I got this question pretty frequently on my Snapchat, so I opened it up for Q&As, 4 or 5 times a week. So Brian K019, so go check that out if you're not on there. But basically asking about how you should eat before a big game, or what you should do, what should be the routine before big games. So again, because of my sporting background, I've kind of maximized this now and I understand it. And I'm on that Lean GA program. By the time this video goes up, actually, it should be ready. So if you email me or just Facebook me or message me, I'll send you on more information on it. It should be ready by the time this video goes up. And that's got everything in it. It's got your training program, nutritional plan based around your specific goals, and supplement guide. And it's very goal dependent. So if you're a girl trying to lose body fat and perform better, or you're a guy trying to bulk up and perform better, you're going to have completely different programs. But just to give you a background of, people generally ask me, the most frequent question is, what should I eat before a big game? The reality is, it's not the meal before the big game, it's the entire day before, because you need to bump up glycogen stores and keep those full, because you want those stores full the day before going into the game, so when you're training or when you're in the massive game, your body's able to use its glucose as its fuel source, and it's got a full supply of glycogen, so that you have near infinite energy when you're actually playing. So if you're, for example, in the program, I've done this because I've assumed that most games are on Saturday and you can just move it around. So anyone in that Lean GA program, you're going to see, because you literally have a full nutritional plan based on your goals and how you should be eating the day before games to optimize performance on the day. So for example, if you've got a game on a Saturday, your Friday is your big thing for food. So you need to fuel glycogen stores. So what I would do is, in every meal, or every main meal on that day, depending on your obviously specific goals, is you're going to have carbohydrates in that meal. Your body has about 400 grams of glycogen stores at any one time. So you want to be in and around that 300 gram of carbohydrate on a Friday, and then about 200 grams on a Saturday, so that your glycogen stores are at least fully full going into a game. So when you take, say, caffeine or green tea extract or something before you train, you've got a little bit of mental focus. You may take a little bit of glucose in Lucozade Sport or something before you train, and then you've got a full glycogen store. So when the last 10-15 minutes of a game comes and you're completely depleted of glucose, your body can dip straight into those glycogen stores, so the performance doesn't suffer at all. I've talked about it. If you download my free ebook, Top 10 Ways to Build Muscle and Lose Body Fat at the Same Time, you can see the structure of how your body uses energy as its fuel source. So it's got glucose, which is carbs you've eaten that day, glycogen, the carbs you've eaten over the last 48 hours, and then body fat. So for an aesthetic point of view, and you want to just look good and you don't give a shit about performance at all, you want to tap into fat stores as fast as possible. As an athlete, the days of games, you literally do not want to tap into this, because it's a terrible fuel source. It's like trying to run your car on water when it wants petrol or diesel or gas. You need to be able to use glucose and glycogen as your main energy source. So it's the entire day before a game that's important. So my recommendation would be slow complex carbs the day before. Again, this is in the full nutritional plan. The entire week is in there because it overlaps with the training program. So obviously the program's based around carb cycling, because the whole lean body program is based on best of both worlds: perform better and get leaner and more athletic and more toned. So it again depends on the guy and the girls program. They're completely different. Depending on the hurling and football program and the camogie program, they're differently set up, but the principle is the same on all. So I would have slow complex carbohydrates on the Friday. Load up your glycogen stores, have your carbohydrates in your meals. So if your game is at 5 o'clock in the evening or 6 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday, you're going to have carbohydrates in all of those meals before you train, and then maybe a little bit of simple sugars before. Like I normally go like dark chocolate or something like that, an hour before the game, just give you a little bit of glucose, so that when you go and train, when you go into the game, you've got a little bit of glucose stores there fueled up. People use Lucozade Sport for this as well. I tend to prefer to stick to more natural ingredients than just the process is simple sugar and glucose, but Lucozade Sport does the same job here, and then your glycogen stores are full. So then before your game, you take your caffeine or you take your green tea extract a half an hour before you warm up, and then you've got your mental focus as well. So you're literally going to be able to perform at an optimal level, because you've literally fueled up everything. Also taking a rest day the day before a game. The rest day in the program is always the day before a game, because you want to load up those glycogen stores. That's why 300 grams of carbs-ish, around that mark. It depends body weight person. I'm using an average. But if you're not training that day, you can at least fuel up those stores. You can get recovery. You can do your myofascial release, which is like again, I've got this in the program as well, program plug. But it's where your myofascial release through your quads, hamstrings, calves, taking pressure off your hip flexors so your glutes fire better, so that when the game comes on the Saturday, your glutes and stuff are firing quicker, so you're going to be able to be faster, you're going to be able to jump higher, and everything that you need to be able to take off and twist and turn quicker is going to be loose and effective and firing properly. So that's the main thing that I would do, is make sure that your carbs are high on the day before the game, making sure your nutrition is good on the day of the game so that you're getting those carbohydrates in all of those meals. Using the day before as recovery and rest, and then using it for like myofascial release, loosening up the hip flexors so your glutes fire, and that's what's going to give you the best performance on like a championship game or a big league game, or if you're just trying to break into a team, because you're going to be performing at optimal level. And again, if you're following a training program, you know, it's not saying my one specifically, but any good training program that's based on performance, you're going to have done everything that you need. And then that's just a little final bit to it. So I hope this video helps. Please like and share the page. And if you've got any questions, I'll be replying for the next 24 hours.